Ladies and gentlemen, how you doing today? I really hope you're doing fine, and I really hope you're having a great trading week as well. Okay, so today I wanted to come through with something special, something different, and yeah, today I'll be doing an analysis. Unfortunately, but I think I'll be providing with something much better. Okay, something that can give you a heads up when it comes to the Quasimodo strategy. Okay, so as you've seen from the title and from my screen right now, I'm going to be talking about 10 things you should know about the Quasimodo strategy. Okay, this is according to my experience, of course. So the first one is the QML doesn't matter. Focus on finding the MPL and the FTR fresh supply or demand zone. This is really important. Okay, so a QML, what just simply it just tells you that there's a possibility of price changing direction. Okay, but you don't know where it's going to change direction. Okay, it's not always going to be at the QML where the QML is. As I've already talked about it in the previous videos, it's not always going to be at the QML level. All right, price can turn from above, below the QML, or exactly at the QML. So what determines where the price um, reverses from is actually where the presence of fresh supply or demand zone is. Okay, so that's where price is going to reverse from. So it can be at the MPL, it can be at a fair to retention FTR, or just fresh supply or demand zone. Okay, I hope that's clear. The second one is let retest QML setups work better. Therefore, we should focus on them. All right. So I'm sure you guys know by now what I mean by let retest QML setups. Okay. So we're talking about the diamond fakeouts and the compression pattern. Okay, or the combination of both. You have particular setups which will have both a diamond fakeout and a compression. So focus on those ones. Quick retest, yes, they're okay as well, but don't offer as much as when you compare them to the electric test because of risk to reward ratio, which takes us to the third point. So diamond fake out and compression setups work best and offer better risk to reward ratio. So like I've already said, so you should focus on late retest and like more of quick retest because they offer us more of risk to reward ratio. Okay. Then the fourth one is not all setup will work. Be consistent with following your edge, no matter how many losses you have in a row. This is actually the most difficult part because most of us, whenever we encounter some losses, we have 3, 4, 5 losses in a row, or we're thinking about changing the strategy, okay? And it doesn't work like that. You have to, as long as you've backtested and you've seen that it actually wins at the end of the day, you have to stick with it. Okay, every strategy that you have will undergo a losing streak, and you have to actually stick with it through that losing streak. All right, so just like any other strategy out there, it will have its losses. Therefore you have to have confidence in your strategy. How do you develop the confidence in your strategy? You have to backtest your strategy. Okay, backtest the strategy, forward test it until you have the confidence in it. All right, so every strategy will encounter losses, so you just have to stick with it. All right, so the fifth one is make sure your higher high or your lower low is not acting as support or resistance on your left side of your chart in the past. Okay, what I'm simply trying to say here is you have to make sure that your higher high, okay, on a sell setup and your lower low on your buy setup should not act as resistance or support previously. You have to make sure that you zoom out of your chart, or go to a higher time frame and make sure that you look to your left, put the horizontal line on your higher high or lower low, and make sure that that level is not acting as a resistance or as a support, because if it does, most likely that price is going to just go through your QML and don't matter. Why? Because it's just being used, it will be used as a trap. Okay, it don't work. Therefore, focus on those that don't act as support or resistance. I hope that's clear, guys. Your higher high, which is the head, or your lower low, which is the inverted head, make sure it's not acting as support or resistance in the past. So you have to zoom out or go to your higher time frame for you to actually have a clear view. All right. This number 6 is make sure you have a clean break of structure that shows presence of smart money in the market, and it increases the odds of your setup working. So what am I trying to say here? When market is in an uptrend, it makes higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows. In a QML setup, you have price breaking that higher low, all right? We have that break of structure. Where we have a break of structure right there, you make sure that that move that causes the higher low in an uptrend to be broken. Make sure that low has been broken with good momentum candles. We want big candles breaking that higher low. Why? Because it shows that there's a presence of smart money in the market, and therefore significantly it increases the chances of that trade actually working. So you have to make sure that that break of structure is significant, unlike a situation where you have market which is hesitant, it's not really showing where it wants to break that structure or not. Okay, you don't want the market to be consolidating or breaking your structure. You have to make sure that you have a clean break that increases your chances massively. Okay, the seventh one is Quasimodo strategy. The Quasimodo strategy works on all time frames. Guys, price action is fractal. So we can actually find the same setup on the 1 minute time frame, 5 minute time frame, 1 hour, daily, weekly, monthly. You're going to find the same setup and it works. So you have to put in time, back test. I mean, we're all different traders, right? You might be a scalper, I might be a swing trader, someone else might be a day trader. So depending on the kind of a trader you are, you have to make sure that you actually back test using a time frame so that you have the confidence in the strategy and that you actually see it working. All right. Otherwise, it works on all time frame, and that's how it is. So number 8 is focus only on taking trades from high probability setups. Okay, so what do I mean when I say high probability setups? So setups with the following. Okay, a clean break, a clean break of structure, which I've just talked about, and the higher high or lower low, which is not acting as support or resistance in the past, and price and the QML being at the right location. By right location, I mean that shoulder should not be too far or too near to the head. Okay, make sure it's just right. It should not be too near, too close. I mean, like too far or too near. Make sure it's just right, rightly positioned. That increases the chances of that particular setup working now. And make sure that price comes back to your QML in the form of a diamond fake out, a compression, or a combination of both. This makes what I refer to as a higher probability setup. Okay, make sure it has these things. I'm talking about a clean break, your higher high and lower low not acting as resistance or support in the past, QML being at the right location, not too far, not too near, and price coming back to your level in a compression or a diamond set fake out or a combination of both. All right, make sure it has that. When it has that, it has those things that I've mentioned. It has a higher probability of actually working. Okay, yeah. Number 9 is always use proper risk management. You guys, this is the holy grail of trading. Okay, risk management is everything. Risk management is everything. Only risk what you can afford to lose per trade. Okay, This is one of the things that causes most people to blow up, because they don't use proper risk management. You have to make sure that you're comfortable losing that particular amount of money you're actually putting on that particular trade. If you're not comfortable, reduce the lot size. All right. Make sure that you are comfortable, you are free, so that even if you lost that trade, you still be okay. Make sure that you calculate your risk. Don't risk more than 5% of 5% of your account in one particular trade. I'd recommend that you risk the same recommended, which is 1 to 3% of your account, which is actually better. And like you tend to win, tend to hit the home run in one trade, and if that trade goes wrong, what happens? You lose a lot of money. Okay, so make sure that you take care of that. Please, I can't emphasize this enough. Make sure that you stick to your risk management rules. Don't risk more than what you can actually afford to lose. All right. The 10th one is let the market do its part. It sounds so simple, but it's the most complicated. Most of us traders, what we do is every time after taking a trade, we want to see what the market is doing. We want to monitor each and every pip move that the market makes. You can't win big like that. Make sure, take the trade, you have the confidence in your setup, take a trade and let the market do what's supposed to do. If it hits your stop loss, let it hit your stop loss. If it hits your take profit, well and good. Your setup worked out. Don't stress about it, okay? Let your market do its thing. You can only develop the confidence to let the market do its thing when you have the confidence in your setup, when you have the confidence in your strategy, and you've seen it work several times. That's one thing that can give you confidence in your setup or your strategy. So make sure you do that. All right. Make sure that you backtest, and backtest until you can actually see the setup every time you open a chart. All right. It shouldn't be that complicated, you guys. So this is what I had for you guys today. I really hope this is helpful. And if you find it helpful, please consider subscribing, like the video, share it with your friends. Also comment in the comment section. Let us know what you'd like us to cover next time. Otherwise, from me, it's bye bye until next time, and have a blessed day and week. All right.